Hello, hello. Welcome everybody to Life Enhancement Radio. You are now listening to True to the T. I am your host, Tashira Jones. How is everybody's week going? I started my show off with Cast the First Stone by Leandra Johnson because it's been a lot of different things that have been going on personally in my own personal life and just with different things that I know. And it brought me to casting the first stone, not being judgmental of other people, not looking at all of what has happened in my life and being so angry about different things. Even though I'm a work in progress, I just felt the need to share that song. Like, we can't judge other people, or we try not to judge other people, but I had to start it off with some spiritual food because we all need some spiritual food. So, I always start off with, how's everybody's week going? What's going on? X, Y, and Z, yada, yada, yada. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump into what my subject is going to be about tonight. And I picked the subject or the topic of mental and physical abuse. So the reason for me picking mental and physical abuse, it came out of a conversation this week. Me and one of my best friends, we were having a conversation just talking about our lives and talking about a couple of different people that we knew that had been going through some things. And it brought us to mental and physical abuse. Which one is worse? So now I feel the need to shed light on some things that have went on in my own personal life. I've been a woman that have been through different relationships with different obstacles. And some people know some things, and then some people don't know some of my stories because it wasn't for everybody to know all of my stories. But because I have this outlet to voice the truth on Life Enhancement Radio on my show, I feel the need to talk about, abuse all the way around the board. So let's jump right into it. There's been times that I've had relationships and physical abuse was real. Mental abuse was even heavier. So the question was, which one is the worst? In my own personal experience, I feel that when someone messes with you mentally, it can mess with you for the rest of your life. If you're not a strong-willed person, or if you don't know how to get the help that you need, you really can lose your mind. In some of my situations, I had people who must have been praying for me way before anyone knew anything that went on in my life, because I was kind of private. I didn't want people to know, because the embarrassment of anyone knowing that you had physical altercations with people that you were with in relationships, you didn't want nobody to know that. And I never wore a physical marking of a beat up or a beat down, as they say. I've never had that. But there's been some slaps. Oh, but there's been some slaps, and it's been some fear. It's been anger, bitterness, just a lot. I thank God that I am who I am today, and that I can talk about my stories. I can share my stories. I can't share everyone else's story, just mine, because I know that in my stories, I'm talking to somebody. I'm helping somebody somewhere. So whether it's on Life Enhancement Radio at 7 p.m. on Thursday nights, or if I'm streaming live off of Facebook, I know that somebody's paying me some type of attention. And this is why I do it. I do it because I'm passionate about it. I feel that God is using me to help somebody. Maybe somebody that I don't even know personally. Maybe it's somebody that listens to me every week faithfully that I just don't even know about and look forward to hearing what I have to say. So, this is the whole idea of having this kind of an outlet is to tell the truth and to shed light and know that you can get through whatever it is that you're going through. And sometimes it just takes a lot of work, a lot of work. And I'm going to go back to being in a physical abusive relationship. As I stated, I wasn't one of those women that wore markings, black eyes. That didn't happen to me. Can I say that I didn't get hit in my face? I got hit, but I didn't get punched in my face. So there was no black eye. There was a lot of mental. So I can speak more on the mental part of being in a relationship that was just, I'm going to say bad, but the end result turned good because there was lessons that were learned. So how do you talk to somebody that is going through a mental, how do you talk to anyone that is physically being abused or mentally being abused by the person that they are with? I say this because it was the topic of a conversation. That if there's a man or a woman that's out there, especially if you're young meaning 18, 19, 20, and you're in a relationship with someone and they've hit you. I say this all the time, and I say it because I've lived it. When someone physically put their hands on you, if you don't walk away the first time, it will happen again. Believe me, it will happen again. And for the most part, women, we're more nurturing. We're more forgiving. We try to understand, when we love someone, what happened in their life that could cause them to strike you. And sometimes you're not helping that person. You're actually opening up something that you don't even know. So I say to any young adult now, if you're in a physical abusive relationship with someone, leave immediately. The first strike, you have to leave. Because if you don't leave, let me tell you what you're going to wind up doing. You're going to be with that person for a very long time. The physical abuse will get worse. Or if the physical abuse don't get worse, the mental abuse starts. And I remember listening to, and everybody that's listening to the sound of my voice on Facebook Live or anyone that's listening on Life Enhancement Radio, if you remember how they used to say sticks and stones might break my bones, but names will never hurt me. And one of my co-hosts, she had did something about that, and this was months ago. And me and my daughter happened to been on the phone, and we were talking about that saying, sticks and stones might break my bones, but names will never hurt me. That's a lie from the pit of hell. That is a lie. A lie. I know it all so well. Oh my God. I just thank Jesus for allowing me to get through some of my darkest moments, some of things that people didn't even know I was going through, especially like my family. Some of my family members had no idea that I was going through an emotional abusive relationship. They didn't know. They may have not liked that person or persons, but they didn't know the detail of it. But the ones that it affected the most was my children. I can only admit that. You know, when you're young and you have children and you have children that may not be by the person that you choose to be with, and you are emotionally being torn down, that affects those children. And most of the times, you don't know that it affects the children until the children are a certain age and they tell you about it, because you know, when you're young, you can't just go up to your mom and dad and say, you don't need that. You better not be with that person, because they're afraid that you're going to go off on them. So most of the times our children don't tell us about the things that affected them until they're of a certain age. When they start hitting like 16, 17, they start to get enough heart to be able to say the things that they feel that they need to say. And I know that all too well, because some things that my children, not all of my children, but some of the things that some of them have revealed, I was like, wow. And you're not able to see it when you're in it. You're just not able to see the hurt that you're causing your children, because you feel that you can make it better because you love that person so much. But love isn't supposed to hurt. However, it does hurt. It does hurt when we want to give our all to someone and they want to give us